Hello, everybody. This is Alia Jamal, the love coach, coming here live for another love circle. And today we are talking about 3 steps to building or undoing a habit. Today we are talking all about habits, and I have very easy to follow few steps for you that you can use to create or uncreate any habit that you want. So let's first understand what is a habit. A habit is something that you do without thinking. It's unconscious behavior. So it could be like, maybe every time you put on clothes, you just put right side first and then left side. Every time when you come home, you first go and get a drink of water. Or maybe every morning that you wake up, you just pick up your phone first, or maybe you pray first, or you meditate first. All of those are habits. And most importantly, when we are even driving a car, it kind of becomes habitual. We don't even have to think about it, but it takes time to get to that level. When we go to uh, driving school, or if one of your family members taught you how to drive, the very first time, if you all can remember, the very first time we got into the car, it was very hard. I had such a hard time trying to just keep track of everything, like what to do now and where to look and whatnot. But with practice, spending few hours, that's why we are required to spend few hours in the vehicle, behind the wheel, driving it before we go for our test. That repetition makes it into a habit. Once we have the habit, we don't have to think about it anymore. So, habits make our life easier. They save so much energy. But if a habit is not good for our life, for our well being, it can also take away from us. So, today we are going to understand how they are created, what components need to be present, so you can invite new habits in your life and you can let go of the habits that are not really serving you in your life. So let's get in. Um, how are they created? So habits are created by repetition. Like that is one thing, has to be there. Repeat, 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 and then it sinks in. And I'm gonna show you why is it so. So if we look at the stick figure, this being our subconscious mind, this being our conscious mind. So habits are our unconscious behavior. When we think of something here, we have an image of maybe like a very slim body. Now, that's not a slim body. Um, when that's what we want, we need to create a habit to exercise regularly. We need to create a habit to eat better. We need to create a habit of drinking a lot of water, not just coffee. So there's so many habits that needs to change for this image to come true. And as we hold this image, we keep repeating all those activities that needs to happen, and then we can live with that beautiful image that we have in our conscious mind. But this is where we kind of get lost with habit. For example, you want to start waking up 5 a.m. That is the new habit you want because you read the 5 a.m. club book and you're just like, I want that for myself. Life would be so much different if I could only do that. That is what you're thinking, right? You wake up one day, the second day, the third day, 5 days were really good. Saturday comes around, you're like, I really deserve to sleep in a little bit on Saturday, and then Sunday, and the Monday becomes even hard. And then you're like, it's so hard for me to create this habit. Because what's happening, you're creating it from your conscious mind. You're like, this is what I want. Your subconscious is like, we don't have this pattern. Who always is going to win? Your subconscious mind. Because your subconscious mind has, however years old you are, I'm 37, it has a 37-year pattern. It's not going to change just because I want to. I need to do more work, inner work, if I want to change anything in my life. So, the first thing we need to do when we are creating a habit, we need to align with the value. So, what does aligning with the value means? Values are things, characteristics um, that we really hold dear to our heart. When people say, these are my values, um, I live by them. It could be like, honesty, being punctual, um, like values and, characteristics, they do get convoluted a little bit. But just write down, what are the things I really value in my life? Write down maybe 5, 10, whatever is good for you. So we are going to take one habit and I'm going to show you the whole process with that. 5 a.m. Waking up at 5 a.m. So you write down, like, if waking up early or starting your day early, if you're not even a morning person, it's not your value yet. Maybe you wake up at 8 a.m. and you still get accomplished a lot. You're still very successful in wherever you are in life. It's not your value. Your subconscious is like, we don't need to wake up 5 a.m. just to be more successful. We can do it by waking up at 8 a.m. But maybe you just like that time of the day. You just like to be alone outside, sitting in your yard, or maybe going for a walk, going for a jog. So you really want that. It needs to come in your values. You need to start looking at it. Why do I want it? What is so special that I want it? So I will share personally for myself. I used to wake up like 3:30, 4 a.m. And then the past 2 years, 2020 happened. Past 2 years, staying home, working from home, it kind of slipped to like 6:30, 7 a.m., 7:30. 7:30 is the latest I have been out of bed. And I wanted to go back to that 4 a.m. schedule. And my day goes perfectly fine, even if I wake up 7 a.m. or 7:30 a.m. But I really enjoy the silence. I really enjoy the meditation at 4 a.m. It just have a very different flavor to it. If you have never tried meditating at 4 a.m., I highly suggest you wake up and do that. So I started first asking myself, what do I value? I highly value meditating. That is something I adopted. No matter how my day is going, I always make time, even if it's at the end of the day. It's kind of become part of me, kind of become my unconscious habit at this point. But I want to make it even better. Can I push it? Can I really go for that juicy feeling that comes when I meditate in that silence, in that quiet morning time? So I just started to dream about it. Like, I really want that. So, for example, if you want a slimmer body or if you want a heavier body, more muscular body, first you have to kind of fantasize about it, that do I really want it, or do I want it just because somebody else have it, just because I saw it in a magazine? You need to want it. Like, if I don't want it and I'm just doing it because somebody else is like that, it's not going to happen, my friends. It's not going to happen. You have to bring in that value within you, that this is what I value in my life. I just did this exercise with one of my clients, and who wanted to, who was struggling, like, going to gym consistently. And when we looked at the values, health was not even there, like really focusing on health. Because if you're young, you don't really have to even think about health yet, because your body's just healthy. Usually we start considering when we are in our 40s, in our 50s, and body slowing down, joints are getting stiffer. Then we're like, okay, I really need to start paying attention to this. But if we are in younger years, it's just a dream. I would wish my body to look like this, but we are not really plugged in. So you need to get plugged into whatever you want first. Whatever it is for you in terms of habit, whether it's drinking more water, eating better food, you need to fully get plugged into it by fantasizing about it, by really dreaming about it, by asking yourself, do I really value this? For example, some people want to go vegan, right? There's some people who are vegan. They have this passion that they don't want to hurt animals. And when they go for being vegan, they don't turn back. And then maybe there's somebody else who wants to become a vegan because their friend is vegan and their skin is clear and they have more energy and they're like, okay, I'll just give it a try. 3 months, they are back to being non vegan because the subconscious beliefs didn't change. They were not plugged in. They were just doing it from their conscious mind that, oh, they benefited from it. I'll benefit from it too. So then it's just like, a new toy. Let me try it, how it goes. You're not really plugged in. So first get plugged in. Really pay attention to, do you really value it? And my friends, if you don't value it, don't go for it yet. First build that value. Maybe sit with yourself every single day for 5, 7 days and ask yourself, do I really value this? Why do I value this? Why do I want to wake up 5 a.m.? What is the reason? What it's going to do for me? You need to see a benefit in it. So first, once that is done, let me see if guys can see that. So the first one is value. You need to create that value within your life. And the second one is creating the belief about it. So all the habits that we have, all the unconscious habits that we have, there's a belief supporting it. There are some people who believe if you wake up 5 a.m., if you wake up early, you're going to live healthy, wealthy, and happier life. They really believe that. It's one of the old saying. I don't know which culture it come from, but every culture have a similar version to it. If you go to bed early, you wake up early, you're gonna be healthier, happier, definitely wealthier. So they just want that. They want that health. They want that extra happiness. They want that blessing that is in that time. So that's why they want to wake up. But the belief is there already. Now, if someone wants a slimmer body, and they don't really believe that they need to go to gym for 7 days a week in order to create that body. They believe they can just eat better and their body naturally would do that as long as they are living an active lifestyle. So for that person, try to push themselves to go to gym, no matter even if they have a gym buddy. The belief is not there, it's not going to happen. So we need to create a belief. Whatever belief that needs to go with you waking up early, or you losing that weight, or you adding that extra reading time in your life, the belief needs to be created. That I believe I do this and then this happened. I truly believe in that. If you write that down first time, so I'm going to stick with 5 a.m. If I write down, I believe if I wake up at 5 a.m., I am going to have a more productive day. More productive day, more health, more wealth, um, more joy in my day. If productivity is something that brings you joy, I really enjoy having a productive day. So then I need to look at that belief and then I need to ask myself, is it really my belief? Does it even sound mine? Or am I just borrowing it from somebody? Just because somebody said it and I was like, okay, I'll do it too. So then really pay attention to that belief. Spend another maybe a week or so with yourself. So spend a 1 week for value, spend 1 week for belief. When you would be consciously thinking about this, your subconscious is already getting um, ready to accept a change. For example, all day long you're just thinking, do I really want to wake up 5 a.m.? Do I really want to go to gym? Do I really want to go that? When you're asking that question, your subconscious mind is already opening up to that idea. It already is. And once that belief is solid that yes, my life would be more productive, that's when you implement the habit. So the third piece is implementing. But we are not going to just push ourselves, we are going to use our creative faculties to implement the habit. Now, first, start imagining yourself doing that activity. So let's say you want to wake up 5 a.m. and go straight to gym. You start to imagine yourself in the gym at that time. You start to imagine that I'm already there. I'm going to share the process I used and what I did going back to my yoga studio. So you're going to start to imagine. Do that for at least a week as well. So 7 days here, 7 days here, and 7 days here. You're like, Alia, I can create a new habit in 21 days. And you're having me invest 21 days before I even get to the habit. Yes, that's how we create foundation. If you follow this process to create any habit, there's going to be such a less chance of you going back. When you stick to it, you build trust with yourself and you get to build another habit on top of it. So implement the habit. Implement is going to have visualization. You're just visualizing, I'm doing that, I'm doing that. When you're visualizing, your subconscious mind does not know if you're imagining something or if you're really doing it. You didn't even wake up 5 a.m. yet, but because you're visualizing it, because you have worked on the belief, because you're having that value, your subconscious is getting on with you. And it's like, oh, we wake up 5 a.m. every day and we go to the gym. Your subconscious has started to accept it. That's how we make it into a habit. Once your subconscious mind has accepted it, it becomes so much easier. That's when you put on your alarm clock at 5 a.m., you wake up and you do exactly how you have imagined. This is not just etheric in terms of all this subconscious mind. Your physical brain creates new neuron connection when you go through these processes. So basically, your brain is already thinking, it's already my lifestyle. This is what I already do. And then you implement the action. So implementation has two parts to it. One is you just visualize it. You can visualize it for 3-4 days and then you actually do it. So doing the thing that you want to do. So let me share with you how I experienced it in my life. So I love hot yoga. I love going to the yoga studio that I go to, one of the best. It takes 30 minutes drive there. And the drive is not the easiest, most pleasant drive. It's going towards New York City, right by George Washington Bridge. If you are familiar with the area, has a lot of traffic. So I'm always like running into a slow down going like this. So 30-minute going there, 30-minute coming back, 1 hour, 1.5 hour there. And then add the, because you're all soaked in sweat, add the extra time for shower and all that. So first I asked myself, do I value? I did that for 6 months. I took a 6-month break and now I wanted to go back and my body was resisting it. So our subconscious is part of our body, or our body is part of our subconscious mind. So when my body is resisting, I know it's a subconscious resistance. I asked myself, do I value hot yoga? First of all, do I value that? Can I do another form of exercise? I love to walk as well, but I kept asking myself, I kept imagining myself being in that room, and I'm like, no, I really like the feeling. I really want to create a life where hot yoga is part of my everyday. I really want to create that life. So the desire is there, the value is coming up. I have started to value it more than before. And then I created the belief that I believe. So in my case, it was just like, that's too much time. Like, why you're investing so much time in yourself out of every single day? So the belief that I created, I am worth it. I am worth the time that I'm going to invest in myself, in my physical well being, doing the exercise that I really enjoy. I am really worth it. So I work with that. And then I started to imagine that every day when I'm dropping off my son, instead of coming home, I'm driving straight there. I kept visualizing it. And I did it roughly for about a week. Once that was done, I signed up. I have kept going, did not even take a break. And I don't even, I mean, my mind tells me, like, how about we not go today? Don't even listen to it, just drive. So that's when using your will and your conscious mind becomes so much easier because the unconscious push is not that big. You can really just, go through it. You don't have to really think about, do I not? How about let me do this? It becomes so much easier. So now, wherever you are, whatever habit that you want to create, keep this picture in mind, create the value, create the belief, and implement, visualize it, and then do the thing. Now, uncreating a habit. So, uncreating a habit, go the same way. First, create the value, then create the belief, then visualize that you have stopped doing it, whatever that thing is, and then you stop doing it. Do not try to go cold turkey on yourself because every time you say, I'm going to do this, or I am not going to do this, and then you slip up and you don't keep your words, you break trust with yourself. One of the most important or biggest asset we all have, all human, is the trust that we have with ourselves. The more I trust myself, the higher my self esteem is going to be, the higher my confidence is going to be, the better I'm going to feel being me. So we don't do things, we try our best not to do things that are going to break your trust with yourself. So I hope today's small training has helped you understand in creating and uncreating your habits. And I'll see you next Thursday. Sending you lots of love. Bye.